Have you ever thought about steaming wood? Well, I have, but this is not the way to do it. G'day, I'm Mr. Morosi, and in this video, I'll show you how to make a steam bending box, and the way I like to bend my wood. Inspired by the well-steamed Raoul Duke, the contraption is simple. It's a long plywood box with some dowels down the middle, a drainage hole, a connector for the steam hose, a door with a hinge and lock, a thermometer, a vent hole, and some sloping feet so the box can drain. So what do we need? A wallpaper steamer seemed to be the preferred method among the steaming community. Weather strips for sealing the door, and a latch to keep it tight, a hinge of course, and a brass fitting for connecting the steam hose. All in all, that's about $130. I'm using 18mm marine ply for this box, which is lucky because it's ideal for the moisture. So I'd recommend go visit your local industrial area and see what you can find. People seem to throw out everything. I cut the sides to make a box that will be 130 by 130mm on the inside and about 1.2 meters long. It really shouldn't be much bigger than this because you want to concentrate and maintain the steam's heat. After cutting all the sides, I marked out the holes for the dowel shelf and then drilled through both sides at the same time so that they were aligned. I opted to use 9mm dowel just because it was lying around the shop, but there are plenty of other ways to approach this. I marked out the locations for the screws to fix the bottom panel to the sides, and then drilled the pilot holes and screwed it all together. There's no need to glue these pieces together, as the heat and moisture from the steam will just ruin the bond, so stick with screws, and if you need more, screw more. After putting in the dowels, you can screw on the final side, and then chuck on an end cap. I lined the inside of the door with a weather seal to keep the steam in. And then added a stainless steel hinge to the side. Make sure you think about which way you want the door to open in your shop before doing this. Finally, I popped on a simple latch to the other side, and we have a door. So that I know my wood is at temperature, I drilled a hole and put in a meat thermometer near the top, followed by a small vent hole to release pressure, and a larger drainage hole on the bottom at the opposite end. To connect the steam hose, I matched it with a brass plumber's fitting and installed this below the centre of the back plate. To help with organising my shop, I threw together this plywood trolley off camera and added a leg and a bottle holder to collect the drained water. Once connected, it was ready for action. I cut some 3mm strips of Tasmanian oak and other random woods I had in the scrap pile and soaked them in water while I got the steam going. Then it's just a matter of filling it up and turning it on. It takes around 10 minutes for the steam to start generating and about 20 minutes before we reach the ideal cooked pig zone. At this point, I added the wood and let it steam for around half an hour. To test it, I wedged the steam wood in a slot jig and started twisting and bending to gauge its limitations. In the end, I was pretty pleased with how they turned out. The wood bent like rubber, with very little effort, and after drying for 24 hours, the bends stuck with almost no spring back, resulting in these beautiful ribbons, just dripping with possibility. And there you have it, a wood steamer ready for another day. Thanks for watching.